Hi everybody, welcome to the City of Yorba Virtual Recreation Center. My name is Nancy and I work in the Parks and Recreation Department. We're here today to show you how you can still have fun and recreate while social distancing and staying safe at home.
So I wanted to show you the label of our yarn. This is going to be Patton's Classic Wool Worsted. So it's made out of wool. And there's some stuff on the label that you should pay attention to. This right here talks about the weight of the yarn. So there's fine, there's medium, there's bulky. So the larger the number, the more bulky the yarn will be. Then over here, it's gonna tell you what size knitting needles you're gonna need. I have a US size 7 knitting needles and they're bamboo. There are different materials you can use. They have aluminum, they have plastic, but I personally prefer the bamboo. It's a little bit easier to learn on. But it's gonna tell you a US 7 and it's gonna tell you 20 stitches across and then 26 rows. Should get you 4 inches by 4 inches. And that's just your gauge. So it's not really important when you're learning to knit, but when you learn other patterns and they ask about your gauge, that's something that you're gonna wanna look into. Then the other things are just going to tell you how to care for your item. So this one says hand wash, lay flat to dry. And that's just about, when you give a gift to somebody, a scarf or a cardigan or something like that, they know how to care for it.
So to start off, you want to have your yarn and you're going to have this tail on your left hand and your working yarn, that's the part that's connected to the skein, in your right hand. So you want to have a little bit of a tail. You're going to take your yarn and put it over 2 fingers, and then you're going to wrap it around and pull through to make a nice little knot. So I'll show you again. Tail in your left hand, working yarn in your right, over your fingers, twist, and pull through. Should be easily taken out. You can make it bigger. Then you'll get your knitting needles. You're going to put it on your left hand needle and tighten it up a little bit. You're going to take your right hand needle and you're going to put it into that stitch there. You're going to take the working yarn, you're going to put it around the needle, pull through, up and over. And then you're going to leave your needle in there. You can take it out and then go back in, but you want to make sure you're not going in between the stitches, you're going into that stitch. So around, pull through, up and over. Around, pull through, up and over. You're going to keep doing that until you have as many stitches as you want. If you're going to do a scarf, you can do maybe 30 stitches. If you do a little swatch, you can do 50 stitches. If you do anything else like a towel, you can do 50 or 60, whatever you'd like. You're going to keep doing as many stitches as you need until you get your desired width. So once you have your desired length, you're going to start doing the stitch. So we're going to leave our stitches on the left hand needle. You can push it up slightly, and then you're going to have your other needle in your right hand with the working yarn on your right hand. And you're going to do the same thing you're doing as you cast on. You're going to go in between that stitch, around, up, but instead of putting it over your left hand needle, you're going to pull it off. You're going to do that again. Again, make sure you're not going in between the stitches, but you're going into that stitch there. Pull it off, round, off, round, off. Okay. Keep going until you get to the end of your needle. And then you're going to go until the end of your row. You'll notice now it looks a lot wider because you have a little bit more of the tension going. So then when you go to the next row, you're going to go again, put the stitches on the left hand needle and you're going to just do it again. And this is your garter stitch. This is just a plain knit stitch. and you just keep doing this until you get to your desired length. You can go long and do a scarf, or you can just do it an even amount to do a dish towel or a swatch for a blanket, whatever you'd like to do. But whenever you get your desired length, then we do our cast off. So now we're gonna cast off. So we're gonna do the first stitch as if we were gonna do our next row. Then we're gonna take the second stitch. But instead of continuing, we're gonna take our first knitted stitch and pass it over that next stitch. And you're gonna keep doing that until you go to the end of the row. So flip over, knit, stitch over. Don't want to do it too tight or too loose. So nice even tension. Flip over. Okay, so we're getting close to the end of our row. So you have your last stitch, you're gonna stitch it over, you're gonna pull that over, you're gonna get your scissors, and you're gonna have a tail left on. It's gonna be not too short, not too long. You can cut it. You're gonna pull that loop a little bit, take your tail, go through the loop. You're gonna pull it closed a little bit, just slowly, make sure it's not too tight, not too loose, so it has a little knot. And there you go.
So now we're just gonna stitch the remaining yarn through our project. But I did just want to go over what you can use with your finished swatch. This is kind of just in a square. You can use this in the kitchen as like a dish towel, especially now that paper towels are sort of a hot commodity. Or you can make it longer to make a scarf, or it could just be a decorative towel, whatever you want to do. But it's gonna be fine if it's not pretty if you use it as a dish towel. So thank you all for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this segment. Check out our website at www.yorbalindaca.gov/virtual recreation center for more information and resources.